Every high-value man learns a single truth early: respect isn't something you ask for, it's something you live. It's in the boundaries you uphold. It's in the steady way you say no without hesitation. It's in the silent authority that enters a room before you speak. Women don't respect promises. They don't respect pretty words. They respect the man who stands firm, especially when it's uncomfortable. Most men lose their women not when love fades, but when respect slips away. And it doesn't happen overnight. It happens slowly, through silent compromises and small surrenders of dignity, until the man she once admired becomes a faint version of himself. Respect isn't lost in a dramatic fall. It vanishes drop by drop, each time you tolerate what you once swore you never would. But that cycle stops today. Today, you stop seeking respect, and start embodying it. I'm about to share with you the 5 essential boundaries every man must hold. Not to control a woman. Not to cage her. But to protect the one thing that truly matters, your soul. If you're ready to reclaim the man you were meant to be, drop a comment below: I choose respect. Because from this moment forward, you don't demand respect. You become it. Let's begin. 1. Never reward disrespect. Every man faces a quiet decision point, a moment where he either defends his dignity or quietly gives it away. Not with a shout. Not with a fight. But with silence. A shrug. Disrespect rarely arrives like a punch. It seeps in like a whisper. A mocking joke you force a laugh at. A cold shoulder you excuse. A subtle insult you swallow because you don't want to cause a scene. The moment you accept it, you teach her something critical. That you can be shaped. That your standards are negotiable. And in that instant, you don't lose her affection. You lose her admiration. And when admiration dies, love won't be far behind. It won't matter how loyal you've been. How many gifts you've given. How long you've been together. A woman can't stay inspired by a man she no longer respects. She senses it. The second you choose comfort over principle. The moment you allow her to diminish you, then pretend it didn't happen. Respect isn't reclaimed with some grand gesture. It's protected in the quiet, invisible moments, the ones where you calmly, firmly say, this far. No further. If you hesitate, if you tolerate, you don't just lose her. You lose your own edge. And a man without his edge is halfway to forgetting who he really is. Disrespect isn't always loud. It often comes dressed in softer masks. Constantly interrupting you mid-sentence. Rolling her eyes when you talk about your dreams. Casual comparisons meant to slice you just enough to plant doubt. Punishing silences after you dare to set a boundary. Jokes made at your expense while you fake a laugh to keep the peace. Most men miss these moments. They tell themselves she's being emotional or didn't mean it. But every small slight you excuse is a blueprint you hand her, showing her exactly how to erode your worth. She doesn't have to scream. She just has to watch you swallow your pride, once, twice, until you become a man she no longer fears losing. You teach people how to treat you not through speeches, but through the quiet agreements you make when you stay silent at the wrong moments. Disrespect never starts with an explosion. It starts with a crack. A hairline fracture that widens over time. The longer you allow it, the more it becomes the story of who you are. And when disrespect appears, even in subtle ways, your response writes the future. Most men react. They argue. They plead. They explain why they deserve better. But a man who commands lasting respect doesn't react, he responds. And his response is simple. Not loud. Not dramatic. Just decisive. He corrects the behavior once, calmly, clearly. Don't speak to me like that again. If it happens again, he doesn't beg, doesn't argue. He leaves. Not in anger. Not to punish. But out of self-respect. Because the man who lets one offense slide invites 1,000 more. Each time you excuse disrespect, you tell the world you'll trade your dignity for temporary comfort. But when you hold the line, quietly, firmly, your presence sharpens. Your voice lowers. Your energy changes. People feel it before you speak. And those who value strength will draw closer. The rest will drift away. And let them. You aren't here to be liked by everyone. You're here to be respected by the ones who matter. Stand firm. Not in anger, not in pride, but in the steady, quiet certainty of your worth. That's how you stop rewarding disrespect. That's how you build a life that only the worthy can enter. Guard your peace. In this life, there are few treasures as valuable as your inner peace. When you're caught up in the games of others, the manipulation, the mindless drama, the emotional roller coasters designed to destabilize you, you hand over your most sacred asset, your peace. A man must learn to guard his peace like a warrior stands guard at the gates of a sacred temple. Not everyone deserves access to your heart. Not everyone should be allowed to interrupt your clarity, your focus, your calm. When a woman ignores you, plays hot and cold, or engages in disrespectful behavior, the weak man gets reactive. He scrambles for validation. He chases. He sacrifices his peace for a chance at attention. But the Stoic man, the grounded, evolved man, stands unshaken. Your peace is your power. People will test you. Some intentionally, some unconsciously. They'll try to see if they can control your emotions, spark jealousy, or make you feel small. And every time you react, you reveal to them that you are not yet the master of yourself. But when you maintain your peace, when you can look at indifference with indifference, when you can respond to disrespect with silence, and when you can walk away from what no longer serves you without bitterness, you win. Every single time. How to guard your peace. Master emotional detachment. Understand that not every situation deserves your energy. Not every insult needs a reaction. Not every woman's behavior is a reflection of your worth. Detachment doesn't mean you don't care, it means you care more about your well-being than about fleeting, unstable emotions. Limit access to your energy. Everyone wants to be around a man with presence, power, and peace. But not everyone should get that access. Choose wisely. Be mindful of who you allow into your mental, emotional, and physical space. If a person's presence feels chaotic, draining, or disruptive, distance yourself without explanation. You don't owe anyone proximity to your peace. Practice the art of silence. Not every situation requires a response. Sometimes, your silence will speak volumes. Let others sit in the discomfort of their own actions. Let them wonder. Let them face themselves. Protect your energy by refusing to entertain nonsense. Embrace solitude. Spend time alone, not out of loneliness, but out of strength. In solitude, you learn to enjoy your own company, to reconnect with your values, and to rebuild yourself. The man who finds peace in solitude cannot be manipulated by loneliness. Establish unshakable standards. Know your boundaries and enforce them. A man without standards is a man without a spine. When you set clear lines for how you expect to be treated, and you back them with action, not words, you naturally repel disrespect. Focus on your purpose. Nothing guards your peace like having a mission. When you're driven by your goals, your ambitions, and your higher calling, petty distractions lose their grip. Women, friends, and enemies alike will either align with your vision or be left behind. Why guarding your peace makes you irresistible? Here's the thing most men don't realize: women are drawn to men who are in control of themselves. Not because of arrogance or coldness, but because emotional self-mastery is rare. It signals strength. It communicates that you're not desperate, you're not easily swayed, and you're not at the mercy of fleeting emotions. When you guard your peace, you become unpredictable in the best way. You exude calm confidence. You force people to level up to gain access to you. You increase your value by refusing to participate in petty games. And even those who tried to test you will feel your absence when you remove your energy. You are not obligated to entertain chaos. You are not here to fix broken people. You are not anyone's emotional punching bag. You are a man of value. A man of peace. A man of quiet power. And the world, especially the women around you, will respect you more for it. Conclusion: be the man who chooses himself. In a world where so many men have forgotten who they are, chasing validation, begging for attention, and crumbling under emotional games, you must choose a different path. You must become the man who chooses himself. A man who understands that the greatest form of power is control over yourself. Not control over women. Not control over circumstances. But control over your mind, your emotions, your reactions, and your destiny. When a woman ignores you, let her. When someone disrespects you, distance yourself. When chaos knocks at your door, remain unbothered. You were not born to be anyone's emotional puppet. You were born to lead your own life, command your own destiny, and set the terms for your peace and power. Solitude is not your punishment, it's your sanctuary. Silence is not weakness, it's strategy. Detachment is not apathy, it's wisdom. Guard your peace. Master your emotions. Sharpen your focus. And above all, never let anyone make you forget your worth. The man who moves in calm confidence, wins. The man who refuses to chase, is chased. The man who doesn't explain himself, commands respect. And the man who walks away from what insults his soul, is untouchable. You are that man. And if you're not yet, you will be. Not because the world will hand it to you, but because you will take it back. Piece by piece. Habit by habit. Standard by standard. Day by day. So the next time you feel yourself being pulled into chaos, into a pointless game, into a moment of weakness, pause. Breathe. And remember. You are the storm. You are the peace within the storm. And you answer to no one but yourself. Choose yourself. Every single time. Daily habits to guard your peace and command respect. These aren't complex. They're simple, powerful actions that build you into the man no one can shake. Keycap 1: Guard your phone and social media. Stop checking who liked, watched, or ignored you. Turn off notifications. Control your digital world or it will control you. Keycap 2: Practice daily solitude. Spend at least 20 minutes a day alone with your thoughts. No phone. No music. Just you and your mind. This is where clarity and power are born. Keycap 3: Move in silence. Don't announce your plans. Don't seek validation. Let them see results, not intentions. Keycap 4: Stay physically sharp. Hit the gym. Walk. Stretch. Train. A strong body disciplines a restless mind. Keycap 5: Detach from emotional games. If she's ignoring you, let her. If someone disrespects you, cut them off. No arguments. No chasing. No drama. Keycap 6: Journal before bed. Write what made you proud today. What tested your peace. And how you stayed in control. Keycap 7: Start each day with this question. What would the man I'm becoming do in this situation? Then, do exactly that.